It is the Redtail Rogues, and we are back with a brand new adventure. And here we are, leading us off and explaining the, the
entire universe.
Here. We've got DM Adam.
Okay. And we are all set to go. Sounds good.
Yep.
The city of Baldurs Gate in this adventure that we're running is. I'll put it up on here. I would just make sure that we have sound.
Yep, we got the echo.
Yeah, I could hear it on there.
Yeah, I'll just make sure the green lights are on them, just to double check. Because your loudness can obviously override any kind of green light.
Yes. All right. So, your characters, each and every one of you, at some point of your life, through whatever backstory you decide to make, has either volunteered or been volunteered or to assist the band called the Flaming Hand, who arose in, I forget the map if they run. Love this map. This is so good. Thank you to all the people who did this map. This is where we are on the Sword Coast. Okay, your people grew up in the surrounding area, anywhere between Baldur's Gate and the Sunset Mountains. This whole little valley is where your character began their life. However it is you have their background or whatever. At some point, the Flaming Hand, there was an attack by goblins from the Sunset Mountains that swept westward, and that was smashed out when you guys were very young by the Flaming Hand, which was it was much smaller then than it is today. And as you grew, you either were then volunteered, you're at the right at a good age to go, and you were as part of the payment for the they were recruiting, and there are places where there's volunteers. People have volunteered to join, and that's how their numbers have grown. And they've gotten some notoriety. When you guys joined up, you were all shipped down the Cornfire River to Baldur's Gate, where you have lived for the last year and a half, being trained in your crafts, respectively, by the Flaming Hand. All your room has been covered, all your board has been covered. You have seen the other characters and a lot of other NPCs that interact throughout the city. And that the Flaming Hand, like I wrote in the chat, the Flaming Hand serves as the military for Baldur's Gate, because Baldur's Gate, the citizens revolted and they abolished conscription into the military. So it was an opportunity. So Baldur's Gate as a city, will not endorse conscription, because they now rent it out to a mercenary band that can get recruits. As a mercenary band in Waterdeep, whatever your character's alignments are, you know that they do serve to protect the city. However, they also have a protection money racket where they lightly extort general citizenry, as well as they're not city guards. They are not employed by the city to guard the streets. They simply just like a gang that works with the city. Like I said, they have protection money rackets. Recently, there has been a kerfuffle because someone has been collecting money in the name of the Flaming Hand from local townsfolk in this area. We're all going all the way to Brampton, folks. Here we are in Brampton. Yes. The sea. So where am I here on the map? So you can always pull this map up. Whatever you guys are aware of the Elf Song Tavern, your guild, all your operations have existed primarily in the lower city. The denizens of the upper city. I wish I could put this right? Operate the people who this is all like the wide is kind of where a lot of high-to-do politicians, but you guys don't have any dealings with the politics of the city so far. As I said, here in Brampton, okay, this area over here, for those who've never seen the map of Waterdeep, this represents like that. There's a cliffside cemetery. This is all like the old ruins of Waterdeep, where the city of Waterdeep started. It's the oldest part of town, and it's kind of sorry, Baldur's Gate. My bad.
For years,
Baldur's Gate, yeah. And the old town before the city sprung up around it, it's still kept as like a feeding pen. They have like out of historical significance, they have like a small farm. They have just to kind of represent where the city kind of came from. And this is an old ancient cemetery that existed back when this town began to flourish and has washed into the sea. Most of your dealings so far in your training have existed around the harbor front. And I think I said in the chat, you guys finished your training 3 days ago. As part of the ceremony of your graduation or your commencement, there's about 50 of you in the room. And as what's his name? So bad, I've been thinking of so much other stuff.
Just click open with Facebook. Just go to the messenger, and it said give you the option to open with Facebook.
I guess look at it on my phone. It'll be faster for me to look at it on my phone. Was that the last one to post in our chat? So, you're summoned. Where did I say what his name was? I'm not going to say his name was Cold Nipples. It was better. It was something Albright. Gareth Albright. Commander Gareth Albright. There it is. And as he's giving a motivational speech, which I'm not going to give, encouraging you all and thanking you all and bidding you well on your, as you begin your being put to use in the flaming, as being a useful member of the Flaming Hand. As part of that ceremony, sitting beside him is an old, blind female hobgoblin who is like staring, and like she's blind, her eyes are pasty white, and she spends her time in the background, always with Commander Albright, staring into a cauldron. As part of the ceremony, people come around and with a pair of scissors, and they gather a section of everybody's hair, right? And it's taken back to this old hobgoblin lady, who then adds, No. Are you? I haven't. No one's smoking anything down here, love.
I have one, but I haven't used it yet, honestly.
Pardon me? No, I smoked outside like a while ago.
Yeah, I really smelled it on the stairs.
Same with
coming in.
me.
Yeah, I smelled it more on the
Because my
stairs.
joint was sitting there.
Yeah.
It was. It was.
I haven't even used it yet.
So, so where was I? Sorry. Yeah, Gareth Albright. As part of the ceremony, a little bit of hair is gathered, taken back to this old hobgoblin lady who's blind. Behind who's standing behind Commander Albright as he gives his speech, and it's tossed into there's a foul odor as all the hair is tossed into this thing, and the old lady continues blindly staring into the cauldron. I've already explained how the every time you come back from a mission, they inspect your standard gear. If you have
Should I use
acquired,
it or should I wait?
I don't know.
It's
No, it's never been like that. I think
My
she
wife
thinks I
gets like
smoked a
that
joint
too.
down here, and I didn't.
Yeah, I think that's
It's,
what
it
she
smells
said.
the strongest I've ever smelled
Outside.
outside.
It was
So-
outside.
It was
Yeah,
mostly
yeah,
outside
yeah.
that I could smell it.
It was a good. It was some stuff.
Yeah, I don't think she smelled the vape. I think
I'm surprised that your stuff turned out good at all because I saw the way you were growing it. It looked
Adversity.
horrible.
Adversity.
Had
Yield
to fight
strength.
to live.
That's it.
Oh,
Only
stuff
the
you
strongest
That's
survive.
it.
That's cool. I haven't tried it yet. Have I tried it?
I don't. Maybe I don't think so.
His stuff, low yield but powerful, I guess.
Oh, Jay completely gave up on it. He was like,
I have so much. I literally actually called the police to be like, "What is my legal ability to get rid of this stuff? Like, am I allowed to put up a Facebook post and just say anyone who wants can come and get it free?" And I'm waiting for them to call me back.
Yeah.
But literally,
Probably not that.
I-
That's my guess.
Not priority.
No,
right
it's
now.
like from what I read about it, as long as you don't
As
sell
long
it,
as
as long as you don't give away more than 28 grams at a time, you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, make sure they're not minors.
yeah, and make sure they're not minors. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it.
So,
We froze a lot of it.
so back to the game. You guys
You
know of the
froze a lot
Elf
of it.
Tavern.
I don't freeze it. I just have them.
So-
I grew 2 plants and it's
Get that
infinite.
much.
So you guys know of the
I don't-
you
I
guys
don't
know
smoke.
of the Elf Tavern. You guys are aware
Still
that
out
of the counting house, and this is the counting house that serves the city. You know that the guild has dealings within the counting house. However, this side of the bay, where it's more high to do, is more where the higher ranked members of the Flaming Hand go. Once again, the Flaming Hand is not the city guard of Waterdeep. Of Baldur's Gate. Those people are hired by the city, and that's their only job. The defense of the city is handled by the Flaming Hand, who you work for. Now, as I said in the chat, you have 3 days. They paid you 50 gold. You have 3 days of downtime, and then you're told to report back to Gareth Albright on the dawn, before the dawn of the 4th day. So you have 3 days leave, with 50 gold to spend however you want in town. If there's anything you want to do, something you're familiar, what you probably already had it, but whatever. If there's anything anybody wants to do in those 3 days, any different equipment they want, let me know. Acquire it. Basically, your basic gear everyone has, like stated. Adventuring gear bags with crowbars and 50 feet of rope and heightened in a small tent, and, survival shit, 7 days worth of rations, and so on. No one, if anyone wants to do anything, otherwise you have what's on your sheet, and we carry on.
I have a rapier.
You know the damage that does? It's 1d6.
I think it's 1d6, but he uses dex.
Or maybe it's 6.
Strength.
Scimitar
Yeah.
gate. 28.
1d8, usually, yeah.
Question me.
yeah,
All my
Piercing.
characters have had right there.
Piercing.
usually, yeah. So, I love this map. Like, the people who did these maps are amazing.
I spent so long
Amazing,
looking for a
yeah.
one-handed weapon that did 1d10. There are none.
No.
No. They're all 1d8s or 1d6s. That's it.
I'll take it the weapon.
So, who has okay, so dawn of the 4th day. Unless everyone's doing anything, we're good. Dawn of the 4th day. Let's assume that you report. Can we assume that everyone reports as required? Or are you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, or did you spend your 50 gold, and degrading the quality of your character somewhere?
I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They show up last minute.
I'm a little tired
I'll take it
from
to the last day,
performing the night before.
I'm a mountain dwarf, so I've had a lot of ale.
You're already up and drinking. If you slept at all. So, you report to Commander Albright, who is standing. So, the place that you guys go normally when you report are into these 4 buildings. When you report for duty today, however, you are reporting to this L-shaped building here. That's also where your commencement ceremony. Commander Albright bids you welcome. Thanks you all for reporting on time. Motions to his right hand side where he has a very large black skinned lizard man who is green skinned on the boat, wearing leather armor of some type, but it's all tattered bits. It's not, you don't know if it's armor or just just badges like with prizes from kills and stuff like that. But it's pieced on him like armor. He's wielding a giant wooden. He has a giant wooden club strapped to his back with like bits of teeth stuck into the length of it.
Trophies like the predator.
Yeah. Trophies. So he thanks you for arriving. He introduces Garuk, who is his. I'm sorry, that's straight from Magic. Yeah, I love it. Who is what he was here to? He will fill you on the mission. You are to accompany him and do his bidding. This should be a very low-end mission. However, more bodies, just more people who were present at the exchange site. You will be escorting a prisoner and trading him off down the. We'll remember all of these. Kinthar River towards Elutriel. And along the way, you will be meeting at a small island, shipwreck island, where there is a meeting place where you'll be handing this prisoner off to his family, and they will pay for his safe return. We will be on our way. It should take you a total of maybe a day and a half. When you return, as long as you guys return with the chest intact, with the seal intact, you'll all be paid handsomely when you return. That's it. Or, no, there's no or. This is what you're assigned to. Is everyone okay? Everyone, if anyone has any questions, York is your commanding officer in this. He'll answer any and all of your questions. I warn you that he's not overly fond of disobedience. I would listen to what he has to say. He's known to be a harsh captain, but a fair captain at times. You can see he is wearing. There is some kind of humanoid skin he's wearing. It's one of his trophies. So. The lizard man says, the large lizard man looks at you all, says nothing, just points to the door. Yeah. You may begin. He waves at you, he stands in front of you and just menacingly points to the door.
The door of like the boat?
No, the door of the building.
The building.
This L-shaped
okay.
building.
So we're not actually out of the building yet onto the boat.
He points to the door that leads toward that small dock.
Yep.
Where this boat here is.
I'm heading for the boat.
Yeah.
All right, off
My
to the boat we
character
go.
sighs deeply and reluctantly follows the rest of the crowd.
My character is very excited. He's like, here we go. Check out something cool.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
So
The mountain.
you hop on the boat. There are 3 humans. These people have grown up in Waterdeep. They've manned this boat for a large part of their lives. They're in their mid-20s, so the last 10 years at least they spent at sea working this boat, which is used for shipments and stuff like that up and down Korthmere River. No, I did not. Shinethar River. And also, again, Baldurs Gate is a coastal town. Right? This river that feeds in towards Baldurs Gate feeds out toward the Sword Coast and into the ocean. So it's kind of a major inlet, right? Without any further ado, you guys hop on the ship and you depart. You step up on the thing. The humans, they all work for the Flaming Hand. You've seen them around, but again, you guys have been kind of secluded within the confines of your own craft. not really, while you're learning your craft to the level of proficiency that you have to this point, they kind of, you would work with them, but forbade a lot of social interactions. They were very stringent on, like, the trainees are never left alone. Trainees are like, you would stay at the house of your master, right? And that kind of thing. They were very much against, sharing ideas with the other crafts until this point. So, you board the boat. Yes?
Yep.
Yep. We're on the boat. Okay.
Follow the instructions.
Okay. So as you're on the boat, still on the dock, okay? Guy in it. But there is a 3.5 foot tall. He's kind of hunched over and looks a bit misshapen, but he's a gnome. But he's kind of bulbous in parts, the size of a gnome, inside a cage that's built for a man, and is lowered into the belly of the ship. It's not, he doesn't look as if he's being mistreated, but he certainly hasn't been, or hasn't kept himself in any shape of repair. His clothes are tattered. He's a gnome. He's like, but bulbously shaped. If you give me what passive perceptions are, if people want to do, I can give you more information. But that's at a glance, that's what you see.
I'll do a medicine check, see if I can figure out what his disorder is. 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23.
So, as he's lowered, put your piece on the boat, because as it would, you'd only, unless you're going to stop them and inspect him.
No, I was just trying to precursory glance.
Right? Oh, just as a glance. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I had a 19 perception. I'm standing right next to it.
Okay. So, what's your total for medicine? 17? Or 17 on the dice?
No, 17,
17,
18, 19, 21, 23 total.
23. Yeah, again, totals are important. They make everything go faster as long as we're all sure and know that we're. It's a lot easier with level 3 characters, but as long as we're all making sure that, like, we're just telling the numbers, that makes it go real quick. So do 23 and you're in total 19 perception. You both for a gnome, he smells, there's something not all gnomish about the way he smells. And you both recognize, since you're doing a medicine check on him, his skin's kind of got a greenish tinge. And he's sweaty, but he doesn't look like he's, I mean, you hope you can't tell if he's contagious or anything. He's not foaming. He's not, like, overly snotty. He's just sweaty and filthy, and his clothes are ragged.
Coffee?
No.
It sounds like Disease Axe. Are we in the Congos right now, or?
No, you are very south. You're like around much more temperate, kind of towards the upper end of the equator. So it's that big. The one above it is the Tropic of Capricorn. Is that it? The line above, or is that Tropic of Cancer?
Cancer's top.
And then
Capricorn, I
the
think, is
equator, and
lower.
then kind of like just above that, just above, let's say Georgia, hot, coastal road. So, you're on the boat. That's what you see. He's lowered down there. Once it's down there, it's the cage that he occupies is secured down with chains. People aren't really concerned about getting close to him. They've dropped 3 loaves of bread, and they're not maggoty bread. 3 loaves of bread. Okay, and he's tucked away inside. They close the hatch down, and Lizard Man calls, like, once you guys were underway. I should have a different looking video there first. That's his first mate. Oh, that's why I need something to stand on.
The first mate, not the steering wheel.
A ridiculously oversized steering wheel. At least we need to have a stand for him to stand on, so he can at least feasibly operate it. Okay. So, you guys Rick calls a meeting over here on the stairs, like toward the back. You're already at the back. Calls a meeting over in that direction. His other men turn and kind of just so they can see him. Guys up here on the prow, kind of. So he talks to he says, "Men," he's speaking more to his crew than he is to you guys, but you're all on his ship. Like, men, this mission is going to be a day. It's going to be a day and a half at sea. Leave the prisoner. Don't disturb him. Don't interact with him. As long as he's returned in the condition in which he's found, we have been promised a healthy ransom to get him back home in safety. This should take we should get there at evening. We'll stay in that vicinity for the night, and then we will head down, back the next day. And he says, he kind of leans back and he looks kind of around at everyone hungrily and asks, "Who's cooking?"
Spills on your table, sorry.
That's what he does. So he sits back after getting everyone together. He sits back and looks around hungrily at the entire crew and asks, "Who's cooking?" There are supplies on the boat, but someone's got to.
Doesn't the ship come with a cook?
No. My men cook all the time, and they're not very good at it. There's a larder in the basement. Sorry, a larder in the below decks. Someone can grab some
roast
cut of
together
meat
or something.
throw it together.
Got some rice and.
There's basic stuff. They're not eating rations on the boat. There is food, but he's just not cooking it. His men are busy as they get to sea, so he doesn't know you. And he's just quite happy to have PC sushi. So, he sits back and he looks out over his boat, and the sexuality of your tasks, whatever you know about being on a ship or not, go about your business. Again, leave the prisoner alone. Don't interact with him. And that's it. We'll arrive at our destination, and by nightfall. If anyone wants to learn how to pilot a ship or whatever, if you're paying attention to it, someone can teach it to you. Not over the course of the mission, you can get a basic understanding of how to steer a ship at least, but not required. You head down the River Corther. No one's arguing.
I'm going to talk to my pseudo dragon to use his telepathy to talk to the dome.
Okay.
Because he can talk to anybody within 100 feet. So the pseudo dragon can be where he is.
And invisible, or whatever you like, right?
Yeah, he can be visible because it's all.
Yeah.
And he'll just start asking some questions. Who are you? What brings you here?
You get who's talking. You can hear he's speaking from below. Who's talking to me?
It's a curious crew member.
But you're
Whenever
hearing he's saying the words so everyone now thinks he's talking to himself. That's all. Who's talking to me? What is it that you want? Sorry.
Just think, Jimmy. I'm just curious. Whenever I'm told not to do something, I like to see why.
My name is Spindlewort Wimble. No, sorry. My name is Pimplebottom Brown Trousers. And I have been promised, or I have been told that I must be returned to my people because I have apparently come across, I have some information that they require and are willing to put up with me or demanding my return after exiling me some 3 years ago.
What did I exile you?
Just can't take a joke.
But,
Poor sense of humor. Their brains far too locked into the here and now. No rhyme nor reason for the nonsense of the universe
What information are they so desperate for?
I don't know exactly. Apparently, they're convinced that I have it.
You're looking pretty green. Are you just not used to being on a ship, or?
It's part of the reason they cut me loose. They weren't too happy with my lineage. Something about having a goblin father, like it's my choice. Anyway, so that's what he says. Unless you want to have other questions to ask him, he sounds gruff, and he's polite, right? I don't know what he seemed, but he is rather sweaty.
Are you nervous to be going home?
It's difficult, always difficult to go where you're not wanted, especially when you're being forced to go where you're not wanted. But I'm sure they'll get tired of me soon enough.
All right. Well, nice.
They never enjoyed my stories. Anyway, and he forgets to think and just says, "Well, nice talking to you."
Yes.
And the crew, kind of the members, will look down at him, shaking their head, confused by the random ramblings of some sickly-looking gnome in their hold.
My character's been quietly watching the second mate steer, so that, like you said, one of us might be able to pick up through osmosis a little bit on how to pilot this ship in case we needed to.
So, give me a intelligence check.
Intelligence check.
I'll
The worst
doing the
thing I
same
can
thing with
possibly
the guys
do.
running the rigging and just
7. Straight up.
intelligence.
Yep. Oh, we
level
watched.
3.
You're pretty sure you have it. You're getting it.
I got distracted. I got distracted by the dangling ropes.
Yeah.
And my guy's neither here nor there. He's just kind of absent-mindedly watching.
So,
I tried.
I put in
just making it
minimal.
fair. It's not that difficult to steer a boat. Knowing how to do the rigging is a different thing altogether. But it's I was gonna say 10. I would let you learn how to steer the boat. The rigging was 15.
I rolled a 2, so it didn't really matter. At level 3, I'm not good.
No.
Oh, I should have given myself guidance. Can I add a guidance to the 7? 3 plus?
Just hang on to a 20.
Well, you got a day and a half.
Yeah. All right. So
Opportunity.
I'll allow another check, sure. But that's your last check.
20.
no,
So
I just
like-
got to get my dice out of my own bag.
Always
So
feels
I'll
better to have
guidance
your
it.
own, I know. Have your own.
Because that's a skill check. So. Wow. All right.
You're
Even
not
guidance.
determined to not
Nope.
let you. You know you cannot.
I'm just too
learn how to
distracted.
steer a boat. So,
Do you have any more of the clips of the clothes clip pins or no?
Oh, there's a whole pack.
Oh,
Yeah.
show me one.
I haven't done it.
what's your name? Boomy?
Really.
Boomy.
Legend of Korra.
Five for
you.
EIF. You are famous dwarf warrior.
Your
From-
color?
it's from
You
Forgotten
want a
Realms.
color?
I just read about him when I made it. The first
So-
one's fine, right?
It can just be a symbol. I don't care as long as we know it's
You
yours.
can
It's
just
on
say
both sides.
Fighter or whatever you want.
Yeah.
As long as we know who you are.
So
Just do it on both sides.
yeah. And then there's nothing to peek at.
Okay, not yet. Zoom in.
This is level 3 stuff. This is fairly standard. So the day passes. You've got 2 checks to make to learn how to do the rigging or whatever if you like. You've made your second one. You got distracted and they're staying distracted.
Wasn't as distracted, but
There you go.
one of the ropes was a
Here.
different color. Oh, Jesus.
So
I did write it the wrong way. I was like, I do it.
is there, it's
I just
same
wanted to
way-
write it the way everybody else is writing.
I was putting A on mine for now.
So
You gotta name the chat, right? That's just separate.
No, all it does is
It's just
describe
your classes.
my class, racing class. That's it.
we can update all that later.
Yep.
Okay. So It's getting to be dinner time. You made the supper.
Yes, some
You found
beef
you
stew.
don't. It's there's some large. There's a large leg of meat as far as the animal it comes from because it's been skinned. It's just like it's you don't know, but it has the same consistency as like a beef, but kind of porky at the same time. So.
So it's dark like a beef, but it's
No, it's like the texture
smells
is
like
like
pork?
beef, but it's a lighter kind of meat. It's like a lighter meat. It's not beef or lamb or anything you used to be seeing, but it cooks up the same way, kind of way. And go figure. After some cooking, it kind of tastes like chicken. There is a fair amount of there's plenty of food for everybody. They don't skimp on the food that they feed their people. Garuk thanks you for cooking his food. He's still looking around at the crew. You get the feeling like he's looking at the people hungrily. Like all of you are kind of a meal. If no one wants to cook, he's quite content to just, he's a
have
lizard man.
you for dinner.
He's a lizard man. Anyone can have any kind of social interaction they want, but until evening time, just as the sun begins to set on the horizon, you approach the island that they, kind of obviously called Shipwreck Island, where a long time ago there was a shipwreck, but that ship, something has pulled that ship outward and upright, and it's kind of like a known location where people lovers would go and hang out and it's like there was once a hermit who lived in there a long time ago and has since died, so it was kind of turned into his domicile and has since been left to rot away. Small little sandy island is riddled with palm trees and vines, and there is evidence of old fallen down trees off, telling you that the shoreline, the beach, goes fairly far out into the water. The ship pulls up and stops. You see no other ship in the area currently. Right? The crew members light lanterns. They're not lighting lanterns. Sorry. One of the on the very front of the ship, one of the crew members casts light cantrip. Right? They're learning clearly. They're learning something. And they cast this light on the rock, and they put that one on the prow of the ship, and they use lanterns around the rest of the ship to illuminate it. They're not hiding the fact that they're there. You all have some kind of attire or the stylings of that are indicative of the flaming hand. I was going to say that there's some red in your clothing. The guru heads out. Says he's going to head out in the boat, and we'll take you guys with him over to the island where you guys can wait. The crew member is going to stay back. His first mate is going to stay back and make sure that the prisoner is kept under wraps, and the rest of the crew will secure the ship.
So they sent us on this island and want to sleep there?
No,
Oh,
they're going to see what's on the island. Just going to go check it out.
it's late, right? Like it's after dinner.
Yeah, you can stay back on
So this
the
island's
ship
gonna
and
be
have
pitch
tea.
black. I'm dark.
It's getting to be dark. He doesn't seem to care.
You're a dwarf, you've got dark vision.
Oh,
That's
true.
dark.
I can see.
Dark vision.
The lizard man doesn't really seem to care.
Is he staying with the ship, or is he getting up?
He's
No.
coming with us.
Those are guys coming with us.
He's not going to go in the boat. He just jumps off the side of the fucking boat. He swims.
Is he a good
Sure.
swimmer?
He's a lizard man. Yes.
It's like a salamander through the water.
Like an iguana. Like an Alien 3 when they're in the
Never seen
swimming
anyone
scene.
go through the water. It's salamander.
Swimming over to shore. Encourages you guys to head to shore. The boat gets lowered.
The boat, Bill.
So
my
the boat
Let's head
over here.
I got follows the orders.
Ugh.
Got these weird Lego
You can
things.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's the right size. Honestly, the D&D mini
Lego
boats that I
figures?
got.
Yeah, they're like the same size as the minis almost, right?
Well, yeah. Here's
They're like,
Hades.
what are they? An inch and a half or something?
Like
Yeah, minifig.
this is Hades, so he's taller than most, but
yeah.
same size.
Yeah, I found a whole bin of that stuff that I'll bring you.
Oh, nice.
It's all just like
I have a lot
little
of
bits
my
and
boats
stuff.
and like my rig I have for my crane. That's all old
It's probably
fake
all,
Lego stuff.
it's probably all bad, but it's just a bunch of pieces. Maybe you can use them. Maybe you can't.
Let's
One
see.
way or another, I'll just give it to you.
I'll take a look, and if
Yeah.
not, I'll give it away.
Sounds good.
You want some? Would you like some?
No,
Are you drinking your grains?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. So, you guys arrive at the island. You see Garuk kind of come here, and he ducks. He's kind of just scouting the shoreline. He's staying in the water and scouting the shoreline, leaving you guys to explore the small sandy island.
I'm gonna go
I'll send the
explore
pseudo dragon.
the ship, I guess.
These tiles represent inside the ship on 3 lines. And the outside here is the outside of the old rotten ship. Okay. So, your pseudo dragon's there, you're scoping around, you see there's a large pile, it's not, it looks like rock, but it's like a sandstone kind of thing. Anyway, it's full of holes and it's pitted. Give me a nature check.
So, let's just stop going like this.
Guidance. Nature.
But you have to decide the person to do so.
I'm using on me.
Oh, okay. See,
I don't see.
Are you beside yourself,
14.
Carl? Right?
14.
14. That looks like a large, kind of like a wasp nest, like in the midst of being built. You know how you've seen like wasp nests, like they're being built. It looks like something rather large is building a nest there, like little like insects. You don't see footprints anywhere. You're walking along the island. This place hasn't, like, no one's come here for a while, long enough for the wind to blow sand over any kind of footprints that you would see. But you're walking around the island. The only footprints that are being left behind are your own.
Is there any sign of activity coming out of that hornet's nest?
No one is close to it. Anything coming out of it currently? No.
Okay.
Right now, from the distance everyone is at, there's nothing going on with the hornet's nest. So,
I'm heading towards this.
okay, so looking down through this area. So as you're looking down through this area, there is a doorway that obviously would have been from, like, walking in from the deck of a ship, small ship, to walk into the little cubby hole. It's got a rope ladder that goes down about 10 feet, where there's a section where there's an old ratty bed. It looks like, made out of old timbers and stuff, scavenged from the ship or from wreckage. And a ladder that leads down from that doorway that's been retro-made. The door opens up and it leads down to this thing. At the foot of the bed, there's another section of wall, it would be, cut out, where another rope ladder leads down.
So does that represents the third floor, or the
The
first
top
floor?
floor.
Okay.
Top floor.
So these are just representing the floors.
This is the top floor, and these ladders go down, but just so we have an idea of where the ladders
Yeah.
are. Look at all these notches. So those ladders go down. Right.
So top floor, middle floor, lowest floor.
Right.
Okay.
The base of the bed, there's a small old footlocker that's covered in mold, moss, light. This upper floor has been like the water has rotted through the doorway, and the door's been left open. The whole door frame and everything's kind of rotten, but it's heavy enough to secure. Like you shoot a dragon fly. Okay, so where are you guys heading in? Okay, so right here. Through out that shitty door I made. Now it's one time in since I made it 10 years ago, but I could use that shitty door, but I just threw it because I never used it.
So the floorboards look pretty rotten.
The floorboards are fine. The walls you're standing on, however, were not made to support a whole heck of a lot of weight.
Right.
But that's what your pseudo dragon sees. So that's a makeshift door that's been cut into the front of the boat. So there. So that is what your pseudo dragon sees. What is everybody else doing in the meantime? You're back here looking at them exploring the
Yep.
small-
Watching what other people are doing.
Okay.
I'm going in because I'm curious.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
I'll follow along behind at a safe distance.
I can see 120 feet.
Okay. So you're going in through the door? That was going on?
Yes. Hang on.
The door just stands ajar. It's not locked or anything. It's been cut in. It's just kind of on this floor in a pile of rubble. A small body lays on the floor. There's a hole in the floor in the roof above him. That leads onto the floor above. It's nighttime, so this floor that represents a hole, in the floor that leads down to the area below where this guy fell through. You can see the body has been here for, well, give me a medicine check.
I'll do that.
Body.
I'm proficient in everything. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Um.
It's something. Something is on the floor.
You're the dumbest in party.
12, actually. 12.
Okay, well, the fall broke whoever this is, his legs and their back. The body's probably 3 days old, judging by the fact that the bugs have started to, chunks of it are missing. But there is there's maggots starting to grow around the underside of it. But you can tell just from what's going on around it, whoever was here, they still had limited control of their arms because there's scratch marks on the ground where it tried to pull itself away before it finally gave out.
In a decomposed state, does it appear to be human?
Humanoid, of humanoid size, you'd probably give you a medicine check. I can tell you more of its age or whatever. Knowing it's 3 days out with a 12, that's kind of.
I don't get a bonus for that.
You wouldn't want to eat it.
It would be a
You would
wisdom
want-
check.
I'll try again too. This is kind of my thing.
Well, okay.
So it's
Yep.
50.
All right, I'll guidance.
Okay, so you step inside. Let's be clear.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be clear. You step inside.
Yep. To get a better look at it. I mean, how are we supposed to medicine check if
Exactly.
we're outside the door?
Right. Thank you. Good.
Oh,
Oh no. It's gonna be like.
So move your
six
pieces
rounds.
inside. If you're
Yeah.
inside, move your pieces inside.
I got a 15 on that one.
Do a check too.
Okay.
I'm not proficient.
So with your 15,
Ooh, 20. Plus 1.
9 not 20.
Yes.
is it real?
So, Carl, you noticed as well.
That's a
We'll get
first
into what the
Alright.
20 will
The
do
one
in a
and the
situation
20.
like this. Again, the body's 3 days out. It was humanoid. It was male. Its clothing looks to be like not it's not a pauper's clothing. You don't know kind of why, like, you know, it's not as this ship is old, right? Walking through here is old. It's been disturbed. It's a commonly frequented place, but this body has been here for 3 days, and it's undisturbed. Like I said, this is a place where people would go and hang out. Like, they take their lovers here. There's a shoreline not far off. People could boat from the woods or from villages in the nearby surrounds and come here. But no one's been here for at least 3 days, because his body's been here for 3 days. Or, like I said, there's been no footprints on the island anyway that would denote that anyone's been there. There was also no survival checks or anything.
Can I try an insight check to see why he wasn't able to like move at all from that position? I know he got the broken legs and he's got like
back.
oh, he broke his back too. All right.
Well, you can make a check if an insight check if you want. If you're gonna like,
I'm just trying to figure out like then I'll do an insight on why.
like there's a large chunk missing from him.
A large.
There's like a chunk missing from his midsection.
Oh.
So he was attacked by something.
No, or it could just be like after he fell, he was eaten.
The pseudo dragon is
couldn't
going
get
to
away.
fly down to the chest, the foot locker, and just examine if it's locked or if you can open it.
It's not locked. The lock and the little latch has been broken off. The lock and all the latch and everything is rusty, but the metal where it has broken is very shiny. Pseudo dragon can open it if you want and look inside. And inside there is a folded cloth, like a large piece of like a cotton sheet, and it's got a bunch of stuff inside. Right? Give me a perception check for your pseudo dragon, kind of around the.
One. I can't remember shit.
Got something in its eyes. It's like the dirt and mold. Maybe it's allergic to this kind of. So you're 20 for examining the body.
I'm going to start climbing. I've got 20-foot climb speed.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going to start climbing up
The rope.
the outside of the.
Oh, up the outside.
Yeah.
Oh, better. Okay. A small window was cut into here on the side that looks out over the lake. And again, nothing is locked in this place. The window, the glass has been broken out a long time ago. Give me a dexterity check. Make a con check. Did you already or no? Man, this is great.
What is it?
That's amazing having level 3 characters when they roll like shit. That's not a 19.
Is it another one?
I rolled a 4. Fuck, it's a 19. So what's the total of it?
So it'd be plus my dex, so 6.
So you get up about 10 feet, and your claws sink into some very rotten wood, and you fall back, taking.
Oh shit! It could kill him.
He's in level 3. You get 17 hit points.
So I have max hit points level 1, max hit points level 2.
Oh, we got max hit points level 2.
Yeah, and you can take the average or roll, but if you roll for your hit points level 3, I want to see the roll. That's all. Take 2 damage from the fall. You land on the grass, on the ground beneath you. Sorry, on the grass, or on the sand beneath you, and it kind of gives way a little bit. Rochelle, you are looking at as you're looking at the body.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that, like, very faintly, something move underneath the top layer of flesh.
Always a buddy of mine from Splinterlands.
Oh,
Yeah, them did.
I haven't had a chance to pull up my.
I'm gonna
palm
take my
trees.
loot and like poke like the handle of the loot.
Okay, so you poke the body, and
When she goes prodding it, before she prods, I leave.
They ran to the other side of the island.
No, running to the other side, but I see her. She's going to touch the body, and I just kind of shake my head a little bit and walk out.
So you disturb the body. Out from within the body.
I'll move you in there.
Yeah.
Which one are you? Are you this one?
I'm.
Yeah.
You're this one?
Yeah, that one.
There you go.
Outside from the body.
Where's Ryan?
Am I in the room or am I?
Did you go? You went
Are
to
you
the
gonna
room,
tell
right?
us?
Yeah.
So again, so you go into the room.
Well,
No, it's Carl.
That's me. I stepped out of the room
Stepped out.
when she
Okay.
decided to poke a prawn.
So again, what kind of armor are you wearing?
I was trying to call.
I am wearing pretty basic feathered leather. Fighter.
You can wear more than that.
I know how much
What he's
school
got.
I started off.
Yep, that's okay.
We got the studded leather.
No worries, well, it's fine.
You wanted the dex bonuses.
That's fair.
Yeah, medium armor it gives you a max of 2.
I did think Dex was important, but
And you
said
can't. You know, I'm not
I'm
letting
not
you start with
dexterous
like
as I
plate
thought.
mail or whatever, unless.
We started with plate mail. Well, you said
Well, you
anything
start
with
with-
basic gear.
You can start with
There's no pluses.
tops and gold. You have a big debt to repay. You can have plate mail if you want plate.
So
Just gotta let Chris
what
go.
happened with the body? What did it do?
So are you wearing plate mail or are you wearing studded leather? This is what it boils down to.
Oh, where's the? Yeah, this one.
Studded
Am
leather.
I allowed to change it?
Well, you get bonuses because of the dex and
What's
stuff
your
like
AC?
that.
So studded leather is 12
18
plus your dex modifier.
Plus Dex.
No, so it's 10 plus 2 because it's studded leather, plus 2 because you have your dex
Okay.
modifier of 2, right? So it's 14.
Okay. Plus my Dex is
No, 14.
14.
14 total.
14 total.
14 total.
Unless they're using a shield, then it'd be 16 with shield.
Using one-handed or two-handed
I
weapon.
got a shield, yeah.
It's 16.
16 AC.
Because you
Plus
can
two
still, so you get your dex modifier to a max of 2, which you already have a max of 2.
Yeah.
Right? On everything up to half plate.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you had half plate, your AC would be 17. Or 16 if you just wanted
If you
skill
want it,
now.
you can have it.
Well, yeah, you gave me 18 AC anyway, right?
No, I didn't write in your AC.
So it'll just be
17. 17. Your AC is 17. Because it's
Okay.
15 because of the skip of the half plate, right?
I mean, you could go full plate if you want, then you get 18.
No, they can't use your dex modifier for anybody.
No, I know, but the AC is just.
Yeah. Plus 2 for shield. That's what I'm at. I'm at 20.
just got basic plate mail.
Is that what you're taking? Is plate mail? Just tell me what you're taking.
So just think about plate
So
mail,
here's
though.
here's what
If you have plate, you have disadvantage on stealth checks.
Yeah.
and you have you can't add your dexterity modifier to like dexterity saving throws
So
because you
breast-
use no dex modifier.
a breastplate is the only thing you get 16 armor class.
Yeah.
And you can still use. You still are okay with your dex.
Yeah. Yeah, but
You're not really made for
might
Dex,
be
though.
the
That's-
happy medium.
That's her
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you're not a dex based character. You can have plate mail if you want. I'm just make your choice.
No, I'll take
If you want plate mail, your AC with a shield is 20.
no, I'll take the one out of this. What's
The half plate?
The half plate.
I
Yeah.
go to breastplate.
Breastplate. What's the total AC on a breastplate?
14 plus your dex, so 16.
So 16 plus
Plus
2 for
2,
shield,
18.
18. Your AC is 18. And what weapon do you use? A hand axe?
Yeah, it's a great axe. It's
So a great axe is two-handed.
1d12 slashing.
So it's
You
two-handed.
can't have a shield.
You
Oh,
don't
I
have a
can't
shield.
have a shield.
You're 16. 16.
That's why I looked so hard to find anything that was more than 1d8 damage for those one-handers.
I
But
didn't realize that.
I looked at, I was like even doing like searches through Reddit and stuff. Like I was like, just give me something that I can use. But no, not even a 1d8 plus 1.
No.
Half a 1d8.
So that being said, so now you know what your AC is. That's fine. And we know you're wearing half plate,
So 16 AC.
breastplate.
Well, what's going on with the body?
Wait, I mean, see how much you weigh. That's why it was important.
Oh, what do I weigh with the best point? Oh, let's check.
That's not bad.
The 20 pounder?
Carl was in there by himself. And then Michelle came in, she poked the body, he left.
Yep.
So,
I'm
Michelle,
guarding the
what's your
door.
character? How, you're wearing studded leather, how much do you weigh?
I'm a average size.
It's average size for Tiefling.
Like a human size, so I'm like probably 5'8".
Weight wise.
Weight wise.
Weight wise. 120
It's like
plus.
normal weight, I think.
Yeah, 120, 130, 140 plus 15 from leather. As if there's a number I'm trying to hit to see if it's met or exceeded.
What are you looking for?
So studded leather is 15 with you, weighs 10 pounds, 10 pounds. And it, just want to know. Am I going to hit my magic number here? What do you weigh? What's your character weigh?
I'm
I'm
pretty
a
tall
medium
for a
size,
dwarf.
so
I'm like a
that would
5
be
footer.
like-
What's your height?
The joke on me is I'm
Medium
tall for a
weight.
dwarf, so I'm about like 170.
So what's now?
170.
Just give me a number. Give me a number.
110.
110 plus 10 to 120 because of the arm.
I'm like 178 because I'm like 5 feet.
But you're a
That
dwarf,
was my backstory. Is like I'm tall for a dwarf. The joke is, are you really a little tall for a dwarf?
and your dex is high. So you're like a 180-pound dwarf?
Yeah.
Wearing,
5 feet even. With my armor weighing another 20 pounds.
so 200.
With my
So
weapon weighing
we have
30
exceeded
pounds? No.
we have exceeded the 300.
7 pounds, right? My weapon's 30.
So we have exceeded 300. So you step onto the floor. As you poke the body with the back end of your loot, a maggot, physically the size of that ship to us,
Ew.
crawls out from the cavity of the body.
Oh shit! So it's like a 2 foot, 3 foot, 3
It's
foot maggot?
it's that size.
Nice.
It's the size of the ship.
2 foot mag.
As big as this
Here we
shit.
go.
It's as big as that ship to us.
Oh, okay.
Like, and it
2 foot maggot.
right. I'd say that's about 18
That's not
inches.
mega. That's like a
It's
shiver.
a
or
larva.
something.
It's a large.
Some Cronenberg movie there.
It's a large larva. Anyway, it wriggles out of the ship. Out of the body, and is really around the ground because it kind of like you hit it and you disturbed it, so it kind of squiggled out.
It's not attacking. It's just kind of going the other way.
It's a maggot. It's gross looking. It's like a giant piece of rice that's twitching.
Ah!
It's
So gross.
now give me a nature check.
So is it like the size of that body, pretty much?
The
Like
cat,
living
the
inside
torso,
of it?
the torso of the body. Yeah.
Awesome.
Like it ate through the hole and
Oh,
ate out the interiors.
What did it say?
I mean, it said it was laying on its belly, right? It was
You would
fell
do it,
down,
you're right.
broke its thing.
I get nature check?
Yeah, because you're both
I
there.
don't think I've ever had a nature
Brave New World.
check.
My intelligence is 1,
10. Is it intelligence?
so it's
Yeah.
7.
10 and 7.
It is a
It's a
maggot
maggot.
of some
It's
variety.
disgusting.
It-
all they
It's
have.
pretty fucking putrid. You can, because it's so big, you can see it's got 4 nasty looking little teeth that like for chomping through meat and stuff like that. But it is a maggot. It's not like just push it on the ground. Nothing's happening to it, so it turns around to head back towards the body
Sure.
and the juices that contain where they're in.
It's not threatening. I'm not ready to kill her. It's gonna make a huge mess if we kill her.
It'll be a huge mess.
Yeah.
Now, as this is happening, this maggot crawls out from the body. The dwarf steps in and is seeing this massive maggot on the ground. And you drop about 1.5 feet into muck beneath the that's like into the ground that's beneath this half of the ship that's been stood up. It's like gross and wet and putrid underneath.
I
You
fall into
feel-
some sticky muck.
You feel like you're up to your waist. You can't your speed is 0 unless you climb out or are helped out. The floor directly in front of the door is broken down. The body falls into the muck. The maggot also falls into the muck as it was climbing back into the body. So the wall that you guys are standing on of the ship gave out underneath your weight, and you're in the muck.
All right. I mean, when I hear that crashes
Crash.
in, then I'll open the door and see what I see. That those guys are in there.
The dwarf is sunk up to his waist in mud, and it smells fucking foul.
I'll toss him a rope. I pretend like this door's open and I'm just kind of like throwing him the rope, I guess. So I'll put myself in here, but I'm not in the hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So
I
I
haven't
toss the
fallen
rope.
down, have I?
Give me a dexterity check.
Mm, 3 plus.
No.
You also have fallen.
That's 5.
So you have also fallen.
Ugh.
It's you look at as you're looking down. You guys are just like, wow, the shock of falling in this thing. You're looking down, and this is like a bunch of like. There's other growth like bodies that have been stuck under here and are rotting. It's like there's a black. The reason it's so mucky underneath is it's like a black soup of rot and decay that is underneath here.
Well, all right.
I'm holding my breath.
So I guess I say,
So you're supposed sunken up to your waist. Currently in this muck. Around you, you can feel things bumping into you because again, the shock. Instantly, you fall, and then right away, you feel like you're hitting things out of the way as you sink into like a swampy kind of gross patch underneath. You're sunk up to your waist. You're sunk almost up to your waist, and you see the maggot kind of slithers away through the fucking muck beneath you.
all right. Well, I've thrown a rope down. I say, grab it if you must.
Yeah, I'm
I
getting
got
the hell
a-
out of here.
All right. I've got pretty good strength. I got strength 16. You want me to do a strength check or something to pull these guys out, or one at a time?
Are you doing it one at a time, or are you doing both?
I'll do it one at a time. I'll say one at a time, please, in a monotone voice.
I'll grab the rope as well. I mean, I'm not strong,
Yep. I mean, if we do it one at a time, I think we get them up pretty easy. They're not sinking like quickly.
but get the bard
Right.
out first.
Yeah, or sure.
It's my
Just in
musical
case.
instruments.
All right, whoever's got the rope, get ready to
Hold
be
on to
pulled up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 14.
You'll have advantage because I have
Yeah.
to, so.
So she's up.
She's up.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, I throw the rope back down. Your turn.
At the start of your turn,
Oh, okay.
you feel something grab at your foot.
Mm.
And you take not just for being in the muck, you take 9 acid damage. Rochelle, you take 4 acid damage because you haven't wiped it off of you.
Oh.
Did your loot get wet?
I held it over my head. Because I was like,
She was
not my musical
She
instrument.
was only at her waist. So it's on
Okay,
the back.
I
Yeah. That'd be alright.
just ask. If she said yes, I'd of course take it.
Do we have to do a check to pull that guy out, or we can just pull him out? Is what we're saying. Since there's 2 of us doing it.
You can just pull him out since he's helping you.
Life is pain.
Okay. Coming out.
Life is pain.
Thank you for the rope.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
So there is on the sidewall here. There is a
Did I
rope.
mention
Like
the
I said, a
claws?
rope ladder, crudely made from old ship rigging that would take you up onto this floor, right? If you want. I'm not standing. I gotta get Lego bits and glue. But that's what's in the room that you're in now. What are you guys doing? There's a hole in the floor. The body has gone down into the muck beneath. There's a hole in the floor. The ladder is on the other side of the hole. You could jump across the hole if you wanted to. Maybe.
The pseudo dragon's gonna try and pick up that bundle of clothes. See how heavy it is.
It's not really all that heavy, and as he moves it, despite the fact it's in this old moldy thing, he gets a smell of like some kind of cheese, and you can hear like glass tinkling around. And that's what
He'll pick it up and bring it down to us.
so he flies down through the open hole. So the dragon appears. Okay. This takes about as long as it's taken. Okay. From around the back here, Duruk kind of comes everyone was distracted with what was going on. Nobody really saw him or heard him at all moving through the tall grass on the other side as he came around and sees the party, you guys covered in muck, what have you.
I now wipe off the crap.
He asks you if your pseudo dragon has seen any ships on the horizon approaching. It's dark, so any ship that would be approaching is supposed to be lit, right? So you would be able to see it from quite some distance.
Okay, we'll send the
He
dragon.
asked you if you wouldn't mind. The other ship should have been here this afternoon. We may have to extend our stay for a few days.
I'm gonna open the thing up.
Okay, you open it up. Inside there is a small box. There is a picnic basket that's got fresh food and fruit, and a small little bundle of like fresh sheets and stuff like that, and like 12 candles. Right.
Romantic outing.
If you open the small box, inside there's an engagement, right? Where this poor soul was probably going to bring his like significant other to come and pop the question. Tragically, that has been foiled. It seems fate intervened. So that's what you guys know. You sent out your pseudo dragon to go and do that.
So did she not show up or something? Because you'd assume that if he was already here, he'd be waiting for her to arrive. Did she never come? Because if she would have come, then she would have found him broken on the ground and maybe been able to help him.
Maybe she didn't know to come. Maybe he was setting it up as a
To
surprise.
bring her.
So we got it all set up.
The ring.
Did you want to estimate its value?
Sure.
Okay. 500 gold. This is a pricey ring. The guy, again, wasn't wearing pauper's clothing, but 3 days of rotting on the floor with a maggot in your belly. You know.
I'll cast a light on the head of my mace and I'll just kind of shine it into that passageway that went down where the guy sank and see how deep it extends. If it's like a passageway that goes on further than the...
There's like a film of liquid now that's kind of amassed as it's been disturbed. There's pockets where they had fallen into the muck, and it's kind of backfilled with this like liquid. You dip your mace down into the liquid.
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll dip it down into the liquid.
Once you dip it down into the liquid, the light from it is gone. You can't see it. It's not illuminating the water around it. As you go to withdraw it, you begin to see the light, and then feel it being tugged. Something's tugging it down into this muck.
I do a strength test to try and pull it out. Finally, a good roll. 15, 17, 20.
You pull your mace clear with you're pulling it out of a thick jelly, and it's like a sucking now. You know?
Yep.
And bits of the gelatin that, like, as you pull it out, splash on the wood, and a slight sizzle.
Oh, it could be like a cube or something down there.
A black pudding stirs beneath you. Roll for initiative. You know it's there now. It's kind of been pooling into the pockets. You guys disturbed the ground that it was layered in, and it had been undisturbed for quite some time. So, initiatives, please.
5.
No, I don't get an initiative bonus because I'm wearing heavy armor, right?
I think I have a -2 to initiative.
Initiative was what again?
It's D20 plus dex. Like I said, with heavy armor, you don't get the dex bonus, right?
15 total.
You don't know. Straight roll the dice.
So -7.
13 on the dice.
16.
Plus the dex would be 15.
So my dex is -3. So I have a 15 on the black pudding. So what'd you get?
16.
6.
7.
13 plus 2.
I'm outside though.
You're just outside the door. Is that what?
Rook.
Yeah, because I've sent my pseudo dragon to look around.
Yeah,
You
he's
got
too
a
busy
6?
looting corpses.
You got a 9, sorry?
I had a 7.
Looting bags of
Yeah. Yep.
cloth.
So, there's been no noise or anything made, only that you can now see, you can make out this black pudding. It's not just liquid, it's like trying to pull you in, you pull your sword free, no longer a surprise. It was happening when people were falling into it. It can go dormant for a very long time.
I guess I'm going to hold my action because I don't actually know anything's happening.
Correct. Meaning that the black pudding is going to make an attack on the fighter. Because why not? A creature that touches the pudding or continually attack with a 5 takes for us. So I can just occupy spaces.
But you're a foot and a
Plus
half
5
down right now.
Yeah,
right?
I
You're
can
sunken.
still reach for 5 feet. Someone's letting me. Yeah. One target. There it is. One action. One attack. For the fighter, and I have plus 5 to hit. 16. Your AC is.
18.
You don't get the shield.
You don't get the shield because you're using a great
I
axe.
think it's 16.
So then 16.
16. So you take 6 bludgeoning damage as it grabs onto your leg and grips very tightly, plus 18
Okay,
acid
no.
damage.
My reaction. Well, I guess I don't know what's happening.
You just see
You know
this
what's
happen.
happening.
Suddenly, you hear like a floorboard move,
Okay, so I'm going to.
and then you take 6 damage. You're still going to take the.
No, hold on. As a reaction, I'm going
Okay.
to cast Silvery Barbs. So I magically distract the triggering creature and turn its momentary uncertainty into encouragement. You have to re-roll your d20.
What do you know though?
He said I saw that this thing reached for him through the door. I'm kind of here though.
He's
That's why I asked. Do I
because
know?
if you draw, he's there, right? So he's technically here. The door is open. You guys, you know what I mean? I would say he saw the thing coming. You see something reaching up out. It grabs towards his foot.
Yeah. So re-roll your.
Not 20. No.
Yeah, probably.
7, 12.
Perfect.
Miss.
So- And then I can choose a different creature that I can see within range, which I guess is probably only fighter. So you get advantage on your next attack roll,
Nice.
ability check, or saving throw.
So I'm still at 30.
So you used your reaction.
26.
Boom. There's your initiative order. Because you reacted after my attack, meaning it's biffer.
5 for.
Biffer.
Or you can say.
I just
Good old bit.
It just sounds like
Where's Marty
sounds like a
McFly when
bully.
you
Sounds
need
like
him?
Biff, yeah. Date
Biff or
Biff
Bull
from
for
Back to the
Bomber.
Future.
yeah.
Yeah, Biff is like he's trying to straight up rape her in the movie, right? Like it's the kid. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like who really watches it?
Oh,
You're
I'm
like, yeah,
fine
he's trying to
with
rape
that.
her. I'm pretty sure.
So you would have also taken the -1.
Yeah, that's like
There's still -1.
Yeah. No.
You took no damage.
Took no
You
damage.
took no damage. You made me miss, bastard.
The friendly neighborhood wizard.
Thank you. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Liz.
So
Silvery Barbs.
it's your turn. It's your turn. Right.
It's my turn.
I've
good.
read about silver barbs.
So,
They say that it's like
I'm
too
out.
strong.
Oh,
They
I'm
say
not
that
out of
should
the
be
black
nerfed.
pudding.
Every
Yeah.
single
So,
thing
right?
says it should be.
So it hasn't grabbed you.
I could
You're-
have used it
Oh, okay.
like as the barge and other
You-
stuff, and I
you-
never have.
Yeah.
You
But this time I'm like,
It's, is it
Am I
another
back
one
on the
spell,
main
or is it-
floor?
yeah.
it should be.
Yeah.
yes. You're on like a bit of broken wood. Everything collapsed toward the middle. You are on an edge of the wood, kind of balanced precariously. The center of it gave way.
And the ladder is going down.
The ladder goes up.
I guess I'll take the ladder then.
So you jump.
Attack the ooze.
So you jump across, avoid the ooze, and climb the ladder.
I'm gonna try to avoid that ooze. Yeah.
Okay.
Is he? Wait, is he use attacking me?
He just grabbed
Oh
you.
my
I just
god.
saved you from the ooze.
If it had got you, you would have taken up to like.
You were fucked and your armor class would go down.
So you would have taken 8 bludgeoning damage. No, 8 bludgeoning damage, and then you would have taken another 18 acid damage and reduced.
I
your
should
armor
attack.
class.
I should attack the black.
You don't have to. You're welcome to climb
Well,
the ladder.
there's
do whatever
still
you
2
want.
people there. So.
I encourage you to climb the ladder as the DM.
Jump across. And try and
Make
grab
your
that
dex
ladder.
check to jump. Go straight
I'll
check.
attack the black pudding. Does it attack me? Yeah, I guess I would.
Yeah, make your attack roll. Yeah. Armor class 7.
And you have advantage on your roll.
8.
You have advantage on your roll.
+4.
You have advantage on
You
your
have
roll.
advantage on your
So
roll.
you roll again.
2d20,
Oh, sweet.
and you take the highest one.
2. Roll 2.
Yep. Roll one. You've already
Roll
rolled
one
once.
more now.
2.
All right,
What
so
was
you're
so-
8 plus.
If you ever
strength
pass
is
the strength,
probably
plus
Bad
proficiency.
rolls tonight. What is
12,
It happens. What's the total?
14.
Yeah.
Is it 14?
That's fine. It's armor class is 7.
It's armor class is 7. Yeah, armor class is 7, but 8. But it's good to know what your bonuses are. So 8
Yeah.
plus your strength plus your dex. That's plus 6. Strength plus your proficiency. That's
So
plus
on your
6.
on your sheet next to like your weapon,
Oh, but I get a 1d12 with my weapon.
that's your damage.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
For damage.
So next to your weapon, write plus
6.
6
Plus-
or,
Plus 6 to hit. Plus 4 damage.
+6 to hit.
Yeah. Plus 4 damage.
and then you just always know. You don't have to figure it out.
So you hit.
Do you have a slot for it on your sheet?
For which?
Yeah. There's that big square that's empty above it.
Yeah, see right here. So right
And
here
then
it
it'll
says
say attack
name,
bonus on it, right?
attack bonus,
Yeah.
and damage. So you should write name and then write great,
Great axe.
Attack bonus plus 6, damage 1d12 plus
4.
strength 4. So 1d12 plus 4.
1d12.
Makes your life so much easier if it's
Yeah.
all just right there.
It's the equation's the same, but if you don't have to figure it out, it's so much faster.
And what's the middle one? The action damage?
Attack damage.
Attack damage.
What
There's
attack
a bonus.
damage? Yeah.
The bonus.
So it's not theoretically in base to base with us. We could step back if we wanted to without provoking an attack of opportunity because it's like reaching up a single mandible at this point, right?
It has spider climb. It will be moving up the wall towards you. It's only a foot and a half down.
Yep.
So it's
What it means
a
is
foot
right
and a
now,
half out of base.
Would I be able to take a step back without invoking an attack of opportunity?
No, because it
since-
can reach you. It reached him to attack. It can reach you to attack. Right?
I guess it's already kind of pseudopoded him.
Yeah,
I
it's
was hoping I
already
could
it's already climbed
take
up.
a step back.
Yeah.
All right.
So now it's he checks to see what's going on. He looks over your pseudo dragon is off hunting greener pastures. Right? He looks over at you, sees you cast a spell, shrugs because he can't see. All he sees is her covered in a bit of muck. And
Or
he
use a free action to yell they're being attacked.
and he moves over this way to kind of see. Because the pseudopod is still down, he doesn't see it, but he sees you guys covered in muck, right? He sees you swing your axe down. How much damage did you do?
I didn't roll for damage yet.
Well, you should. You hit it.
The axe, right?
You don't have a 12 out.
Of course.
There you go.
One.
5
Plus.
Plus the weapon bonus, right?
No, plus your strength
The
modifier.
damage bonus.
So read it right there. It says
5 plus the
no 1d12
Plus 4.
plus 4
4.
total.
So 5.
You got it.
So 5 damage. You take 4 acid damage. Oh, you know what? I'm going to roll for it. The dice want what they want. 8 acid damage. From Splash. Any non-magical weapon made of metal or wood that hits the pudding corrodes. After dealing damage, the weapon takes a permanent and cumulative -1 penalty to damage roll. The penalty drops to -5. The weapon's destroyed. So you have now so now instead of +4, it's +3. When you get down to a -5, that your axe is gone,
It's just
and it's that way permanently now. So, he moves around.
Who's that way?
He can't see he sees you swing your axe, you get splashed, and then he can't see the target. He readies an action. Effie.
heavy.
No. I just wanted to try what I grew. And I'm really pissed off at
Really?
theirs. I literally like
It was really
it
strong
smells
outside.
strong.
I smelled it.
It
too,
was
yeah.
really
strong
good.
outside.
I thought you were smoking a joint in here when I came downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was
I
really
thought
good.
for sure that you were like blazing in this room.
No, I think it was just right outside the door.
Yep.
And then I opened it to come in. It was
Oh.
cold.
Yep.
So,
We may not want to keep fighting this thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, I don't care. I'm not
I
getting
thought I
close.
wasn't going to
I'm-
tangle with it.
Casting vicious mockery on it.
you're going to make fun of the ooze?
Yeah, you fat and disgusting piece of
Did
gelatin.
that even work with
Ooze.
an intelligence?
I'd be like,
of
oh,
one?
thank you.
It looks more like Venom symbiote than the plot.
Yeah.
Alien symbiote.
You Venom wannabe.
Doesn't say it has a minimum. I succeeded
1d4.
wisdom saving throw. -2. What am I saving against? 17.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be
That's
My
a
spell
gonna be
cast
14.
Yeah.
is
8 plus proficiency plus your spell casting ability modifier. So it would be 10 plus whatever your modifier is. Charisma modifier.
well, my charisma is a +4.
14.
14. Succeeds, but do I take half damage? No, I take no damage. It's just if I fail, I also have disadvantage on the next attack roll. Okay?
So I didn't produce it.
No. Are you going to move? Or are you going to stay right where you are? They're important decisions.
I know. Move. They might have an attack of opportunity.
Ryan, this black tile represents your -1. When you get 5 of them, your weapon's destroyed.
It's just a basic ring axe.
Yep.
I'll get another one. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a bunch on the ship.
I'll stay where I am for now.
Carl.
I don't
Generic
really wanna-
cleric.
I don't really want to get an attack of opportunity on it, but at the same time, I'm not going to be able to do much damage if I get it quite often.
You can use the disengage action to
Not
step back, but
attack
then you
of
don't
opportunity.
attack. Can't do anything else.
Yep. All right. That's pretty much what I'm going to do then in that case. I'll just disengage and take a step back, and I'll call
Like
out.
clear the door.
Yeah, I'll call it to the lizardmen. There's something in here, and
He's now that he's got a
Yeah.
clear line, he had his action held. So his thing goes to the back
here
here.
we go. There's something in here where I got him good.
He
You
charges
might
through.
want to do something about it.
He charges through, and seeing as how you already swung down, he takes his club off his back and one fell and swings double-handed over, like overhand, straight down into the muck. Eight, 15, that's going to hit. And then 10 is also going to hit. So 2 hits. $13, $20. Max it for 20. So now we're down to 60 damage. So 60 hit points left. As he slashes it down so hard, Rochelle and you, Ryan, take another 4 acid damage from the splash. And he's going to take 5 of. Sorry, he's going to take. Since I'm the one that did it, I'm going to roll for my damage too.
I take how much off the splash?
4. I take 3, and I add -1 token on my club. Okay.
You didn't have a magic one?
He's not a big fan of magic.
Is it a two-hander club? A great club? Mm-hmm.
Layered with teeth. So
Very nice. So his teeth get ruined?
Well, the wood is smoking.
Does it throw him into Berserker Rage since
Oh, my
his
God,
teeth are
happy.
damaged?
Say he wasn't a berserker. So now we are.
I like the Rolling Stones and
Are you off sugar too, Red?
Mm.
No, I just this time of night I don't.
And sugar? I haven't had sugar in so long.
That was sugar.
Sugar too much.
I can guarantee there's sugar there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all around.
So the ooze. I'm going to take his attack on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You.
On me,
Yes.
then I cast Hellish Rebuke as a reaction.
Oh, nice.
You have to take the damage first or else you
It's when you take damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
never
you're,
got to use it.
Tiefling.
I had it as a warlock. As a killing.
The creature
Did
that
I use it
damaged
once?
you.
I think I used it once.
So first you have to take damage. If he attacks you, with a +5. 12. But hit or miss.
My armor class
Yeah. Armor class.
is 14.
14. Okay. That's his turn.
I will use.
Clearly his weapon's a bludgeoning weapon, so it caused a big splash because he made a big splash.
Kind of boring, but I guess I'll use magic missile.
It's been a while.
It's
They
fun.
would use it magic.
Very
It's
handy.
very effective. What school did you take?
War magic.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Double ones. Jeez. 4, 7. 2 1s and a 2.
You have 3d4s already?
Level 1.
Level 1.
Level 1
is
missile, 3d4.
3d4?
Yeah,
Plus
magic,
1 for each.
wow.
Yeah.
magic missile sweet. That was brutally
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we're at 53. We've got 53 hit points left on the black pudding. That, well, roughly. And you're not moving. You don't need to. In the distance, your pseudo dragon does see a ship slowly making its way with a stack of steam. It's much smaller than yours, but it's got a big block of steam coming out of a large tower and a lot of lights inside that aren't flickering. It's not as big as yours, but it's certainly much more industrialized.
It's because it's gnomes.
I'll yell. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll yell to the lizard man.
Okay.
There's something approaching.
Okay.
And maybe we don't waste all our resources on this. And probably just close the door.
Come this far.
Biffer, Wolfer, Bomber,
Oh, okay.
Feely, Feely.
There's Pursues, maybe just try to get
Should the
around,
boy-
try to get him.
The fellowship. They're like the first movie so far.
Oh, yeah.
First time.
Both
He's right.
seen all of it. They pop it.
Do you
He
show
was
him
too
the
scared the
extended?
first time. He was
Or
too
did you guys go extended?
Like the
Or did
Lord
you
of
just
the
go
Rings?
with the theatrical?
Oh, we're just watching the theatrical the first
so
time.
much extra, right? Like it's fun, the extra stuff. I like it.
We were just doing Prime instead of. I have the DVDs in the basement.
The big
I wanna show
book
my
looking
son
DVDs.
that.
Yeah, I got those too.
I got those. I got the Hobbit like that.
Oh, yeah,
I
they're
tried
so
to get
cool
my
that we
wife
have
to
both.
watch
They're
it.
the
She
best.
watched it. She can't even tell me, like, I'm like, can you tell me the name of anyone? She's like, no, I just don't care. I was
And
like, you
really
just sat
right.
through 10 hours and you can't even name me.
Of
Like,
what, Lord of the Rings?
yeah. It's like, what about the
Harry
name
loves
of the guy who's like, my precious? She's like, I don't even know.
Harry,
I don't
Gollum,
care. I was like, wow, you can't even name Gollum. Like,
Ange and I,
can you even watch this? Can you even watch this movie?
Ange and I
I,
just finished watching Rings of Power and we were pleasantly surprised.
Is this
It's
like
pretty
the
good.
last
Yeah,
Way
I've
better.
only seen
I'm
the
not
first
caught
one.
up.
It got better.
Not
I mean, the
caught up.
first
Way
one is
better.
basically setting it up.
Yeah, the second one's way better though.
It's Tolkien. I mean, it's in standard Tolkien fashion. It
They
takes
paid
a bit to build
$1
up.
billion for the rights. Amazon paid to get that show.
And they didn't get
For
the
the
family.
family.
That's why they have to change a bunch of stuff. Anyway. What are you doing, Biffer?
Oh, I'd like to try to dodge the pudding. I think it might kill me.
You don't want
I'm not
pudding
gonna-
for breakfast?
I'm not gonna attack the pudding again. I'm gonna try to dodge and get by the pudding and get to the ladder.
I love pudding.
You going to disengage
Yeah. I
as you
wanna
try and
die by
maneuver away
pudding.
from your corner toward the door?
He doesn't
Use
want the door. He
disengage
wants,
action.
wants the
he wants the ladder.
I'm trying to
Oh.
go that ladder, so I'm trying to get like either like combat roll around.
Give me an
or jump
athletics
over
check.
the pudding.
Followed by a dexterity check.
What's athletics?
Strength.
Strength. 2? You serious?
Oh my
With the bonus.
You
strength, it's
fall?
only 6.
Off the ledge you're on, into the black pudding.
Can't climb a
Oh,
ladder
God.
even.
You take, because it's fully formed now. You take
It was nice knowing this fighter.
the full 48. So I roll 48.
48?
48.
No.
You could have just gone for the door. You literally tried to. You
I
tried to
didn't know. I
jump
thought the
across
door
into
was
the ladder.
blocked. I didn't know.
It's a physical
Yeah, I should've
representation
gone
of the
the door.
layout of the land.
You're standing right next to it.
Yeah, that would have been more sense.
Oh,
okay,
shit.
15
Oh,
and 6. That's not as bad as it could be. 21.
could have been
I'm
worse.
dead. I got
You're
14
making
hit
death
points.
rolls.
Now, your armor.
I don't want to die my first game.
There's no saving him.
I thought I was trying to get away from this pudding.
You ran towards him and tried to jump.
Tried to jump over him.
I'm a dwarf. I'm little. Like I can get by
All
this
the more
pudding.
reason why. Why?
And you're heavier
Why?
because you're a
I'm a
dwarf.
big
And-
dwarf. I'm too big. Too tall.
So he's in there.
So you're in there. Now, you already have a -1 on. No,
So
you
negative
don't have
what?
a -1
What
on
was
your
it?
armor. But
26?
because you're fully immersed in the pudding,
Yeah.
this is a -2. So your armor.
The
What's your-
damage killed him.
He's dead.
You're not dead.
Yeah, the damage killed him.
Virtually dead.
You had 4. What do you mean you had? What do you
He
mean?
had 14,
He
hit
had 14, he did
points.
20
He
something.
did 20.
Because he took
You
acid
have
damage
max
before.
damage from level 1.
What's your constitution?
You already
Started
took a
with
bunch of damage.
35. My con?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did take some damage.
16.
So your con is 16. So you got plus what?
Three.
2s off that?
Wait,
Plus 3s off that. So
Nine.
and your D10s, right?
9,
So
29,
you-
and then you rolled. Yeah, you rolled shitty on your last
No,
side.
so 26 plus 6 plus another 9. 26. Yeah, so be 35. You start with 35.
Yeah, I started with 30. I was like
Yeah.
35.
Yeah.
35
And you took-
now. No,
Yeah.
I'm taking 35 now.
20, and how much did you take before?
Remember, he got splashed for a bunch.
You kept saying I was getting acidic damage.
Yeah,
I
he's
was
done.
taking all that
He's
off.
done, Adam.
No, you did. He missed with
Yes.
that attack that I rolled with the acidic damage. He made me miss.
But then he smashed it.
Then you smashed it, and you took 8.
Yeah.
But he also fell in the first time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he took
Yeah.
damage then.
Yeah, okay. He took
So he's over.
He's done in there, and he's sinking
I
because he,
need
chose
help.
to get the
I'm
heavy
gonna
armor
die
too.
if I don't get it.
You're going to jump across the void. Flash! And you begin sinking in the pudding. Before making death saving throws. You automatically fail. You automatically take a hit at the start of your turn, which will count as 2. Right? Unless someone gets you out, you can't even make them because they start your turn, make a death saving throw, and take damage, which is 2. Maybe.
Somebody's got to heal me. Come on. I just made this character.
I'm sorry. I didn't do it.
That's the problem with level 3.
Oh, let's get
That's
splashed.
the
Every
problem
time I
with
got
trying to
splashed,
jump
I was like,
over
oh,
these
little
This
splashes.
is what happens. This is what happens.
Acidic damage was adding up. It was a little bit at the time, but it was
Your dwarven companion splashes in the ooze. Do I make him splash everyone when he falls in the ooze? The thought of that makes me feel surprised. I'm surprised, but I'm electing to not make him
Wow.
splash everyone.
I'm also
You're surprised?
surprised that you're electing not to.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, that's unfortunate, Pepper. Effie. Your friend has landed
named after
face
the great
first.
warrior of the dwarf clan of
Landed face
Forgotten Realms.
first in a black pudding. This strange ooze of which you have had no interaction previously with this character.
Okay, so
Yeah, we don't.
is the pudding surrounding the room in this one?
Yeah.
The pudding's not like covering the door.
And you guys again.
Always in the middle of the
I
room.
should have
You
asked.
can
I
see
should have
the
asked for
physical
the door.
representation.
It's all
like-
here. It's all right here.
If
on
I'm
the
an
throne.
enemy, I'm blocking the door. Like that's the number one thing I'm doing. Like I assumed it was taking care of the door. I
It's
wasn't
all
getting
right
out.
here.
I should have asked you.
Adam
to
mentioned
get
a
out that
couple
door.
He did mention
You're
it a few
landing on
times.
It was pretty clear where it
Yep.
was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't try to be a jerk. It
I
was
missed
pretty-
that important
Yeah.
detail. Sorry. That's my bad.
We all paused for a moment as if to give you a moment to reconsider. And no, you said you.
Well, the first
Okay.
time you tried it, we were like, no.
Yeah.
I appreciate your dedication to the craft. Of dungeon delving. Rochelle. Your friend is definitely your traveling partner, your traveling companion that you were assigned to, someone in your study group, is dying.
Can a barb help? Do
I think that's an elf.
You can
Or a
heal, but
bard,
you're just gonna
not a
take
bard,
the
but a
damage right
bard.
over.
bard.
Yeah. We need someone who can like fly in and scoop you out.
Yeah, I didn't even take mage hand.
I'm just thinking of the
Yes,
wizard.
mage
and
hand,
the
you can't
declare
declare.
and
I
some
can't,
bard.
that's not enough.
I figured I'm okay. Like wizard and declare,
Too
I'll
heavy
be
for
all
mage
right.
hand.
The wizard's not there to save you.
What is the term? I'm bloody. I'm beyond
Yeah,
bloody.
cats will eat you if you're
I'm very
lying
bloody.
around them.
Bludgeoned and bloodied and.
The lizard man doesn't mind.
I literally want to
breakfast
rise
so
up
much.
this mock of avarice that is
Okay.
fucking pudding.
I'm playing Dissonant Whispers.
Dissonant whispers.
So you must make a wisdom saving throw.
It's like the lamest Star Trek death. Like,
Well, you got Tasha
like
Yar.
the pudding. Like
You got Tasha
down
Yard
the
straight
planet.
up. Not the lamest. Come
Yeah,
on.
Tasha Yar. She was some pudding shit, wasn't
She
it?
deserved to die.
She was like
I
a
hated her.
dude.
I hated her too.
It
I'm
was
glad
sad.
she was dead. And we got Tasha
Dissonant
Yard.
whispers, first level enchantment. So you don't use your hellish review because you didn't take damage. You whisper a discordant melody. The failed save.
Takes a wisdom save.
4
Come on.
with a negative 2. So that's gonna work. So 3d6
Nice.
psychic damage, and you must immediately use its reaction if you move as far away as its speed allows from you.
Right across the fire's corpse.
So I'm rolling the 3D.
Yeah, you
You roll damage.
I like
3d6.
when I was a kid, I liked Pet Cemetery. So I was naturally into Tasha Yar's character from the movie.
Was she in that?
Yeah, that's I was a big
Who?
fan of that. So
What?
like as a kid when she was on Star Trek, I was like, oh, it's the chick, the girl from
I
Pet
didn't know
Cemetery.
that.
Yeah, she's the wife.
My favorite character in Pet
8,
Cemetery was
9.
the girl who had like the sister.
9.
Oh, Zelda's
9
the
damage,
creepiest
so
thing.
53
Amy
down
Nightmare's
to
one
That
of
part still
44,
creeps me out.
and it has to move away from you. As it moves away from you, it triggers the fighter, the lizard man, to make a reaction. Knowing that he got splashed and splashed everybody by attacking the acid, I would be on the table where it doesn't count. I would be sad if he didn't take his attack. So he attacks the ooze. 17's gonna hit. And damage, so we're at 34. And he 35 because he has -1 on his axe. And causes splash. You. So you take 4 damage from the acid splash. You also have, you didn't hit it, so. Cool. And it moves away from you. As it moves away from you, it retreats into the sand.
So it's still above ground though. We can still sort of see its body.
It's below the surface of the sand. It's like it's moving through the liquid and that's kind of mush at the bottom of this sandy
Would you
floor.
say that as it moves down, though, that because of the viscosity, that the dwarf is still above?
Oh, it's
for
above,
Like one moment, for at least one more moment.
dwarf
There's a
is-
chance of
As it
getting
flees, he hasn't been digested enough to move, and as it leaves, also all those bones that are inside it, slowly, digesting, are left behind as well. So there's a pile of soggy, gross bones, and the dwarf's decaying remains, still covered in the ooze.
Any magical items that have themselves?
There's some metal though, if you're going to poke through and risk taking some damage, or depending how you describe that to me. But right now, currently, the body of the dwarf is covered in the black corrosive goop of the ooze. That's how I would describe it. We're still in initiative. You did your turn, it fled. It was a successful turn. Carl.
So is he scoopable up? Can I scoop him up?
You have to jump down there and scoop him up and grab him with yourself and transfer some of the gross corrosiveness that is on him.
Fine. Looks like I have to do everything like always. I jump down and I
My
grab
hero.
the dwarf.
You take a -1 to your armor class.
Well, that's only if it doesn't say that. It says with the black pudding, if it's the black pudding that's doing it, I'm grabbing him out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm
You're right.
not
You're
gonna
right.
take.
I'm just
I'll
being
take
greedy.
the damage
I'm just
that you're
being
gonna
greedy.
do
I'm
me.
just being greedy.
But
Somebody's
don't,
read
I
the
don't want
actions.
I'm
to.
being greedy. Okay, 8.
I'll take the 8.
Okay.
I bring him out, and
Now,
I guess
if you move him without making a medicine check,
I'm actually going to.
or you heal him and he has hit
Trying to
points
cure
left.
My hands glow slightly, and you can see my pale blue eyes light up for a moment, and his body's illuminated momentarily, and he heals 4 hit points.
Cure wounds is
It's not cure wounds.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're doing. I see
Yeah.
what you're doing. Okay.
So you can heal your 4 hit
Still
points,
negative.
As a bonus
Like,
action,
If I
you
could
can
speak,
wipe off.
I would.
and I take them out and give them a little wipe off, I guess.
Is it your Asmir?
It's my Asmir healing hands. Because I can't cast the spell and get them out, I'm
And it's
assuming.
just
Still
So,
-8.
So
Yeah.
you're still unconscious but coming to as you're hoisted out of the hole, one-handed by the lizard man, who's kind of holding you up, looking at analyzing you, very judgy look in his eyes as he then unceremoniously throws you out the door.
I'll cure light if we're out of initiative.
He just kind of chucks him haphazardly out of the door. You hit the ground and you take
Me?
2 hit points from being thrown.
I just got tossed.
Yeah, tossed like garbage. Tossed away.
I'm gonna look into the hole.
It's sand.
Are we out of initiative?
We're out of initiative. He doesn't have to make death saving throw. That's the only thing keeping us in initiative.
Okay,
is
all right.
death
So I
saving.
don't have to cure him or anything.
Right. So you so let's just get on with what we're dealing with here. So he's out, he's still conscious. You see him tossed out, he's like, his skin is kind of, his beard's a little matted in places. The
worst part.
lizard man is looking at his thing as he's like, some of the teeth are missing, some of the wood is pitted. He's looking at his club disappointedly, and he looks around. He's judging the size of his club. He walks over to this palm tree, just kind of sizing it up to see if it will be a worthy substitute, right? In case he needs it. And he wipes the goop off of himself. We're having initiative. What do you guys like to do? Your pseudo dragon lets you know, the ship is as it approaches the island, it keeps its lights on. It'll probably be arriving in the next 20 minutes or so.
I'll let the
If
lizard
you-
man know, and then I'm gonna poke around, looking in the hole, see if there's anything.
Okay. So down the hole, you see there's a bunch of skulls and stuff like that. Some of the skulls have gold teeth that are pitted now, but they're still sitting there. There's a gross kind of it looks like a pile of ragged seaweed But when you poke it with a stick or however it is you're gonna, you hear the jingling of a couple of coins inside.
Look it up.
Okay, so you hook it up, and as you do so, the coins fall out of the pouch because it disintegrates. But when they hit the top, one of them lands face up, like flat on its back on top of the sand. They're not stamped with any kind of like stamp, like Baldur's Gate, like these are just flat gold coins, like just basically discs of gold. No stamping on them. They're blanks. So, if you just looking at the number of them that you have, there's 15. Those are on your sheet, but it's not 15 gold. 15 unstamped gold coins. And then what do you guys want to do? So the lizard man is like sizing up the tree, looking for a placement. He kind of looks at his club, decides it'll last at least until you guys get back home.
I go out. I'm like gonna wash the crap off of me. I go towards the shoreline and kind of wash.
You're washing off in the distance. Which shoreline are you heading to? By the boat or
Kind of over,
closer
kind
to
of
you?
close to where the wizard is.
There, the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you look up Cure Light Wounds for him? I forget what the exact verbiage is of it.
How long's a short rest?
It's unless you have something. Otherwise, I think it's like hours. Okay. I think it's like 15 minutes. There's an ability that makes it be 15 minutes.
Cat nap.
Because I have arcane recovery system.
When do you
No,
have a
it's hours.
spellcasting ability modifier?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I have the ability to do a Song of Wrath.
Again, if you're going to take a short rest or do whatever, you can do so.
Well, I'm going to. I'll cast Cure Light Wounds on the dwarf, I guess. Why not?
You can also
would
add
thank you if you
another
could
D6.
You can
hit
speak.
points.
You're at 1 hit point. Are you gonna thank me?
Thank you.
I say don't bother to thank me. I'm just doing my job.
Add a d6 to whatever you just got to.
Okay.
So for
Thank you.
everyone who took
Thank you
damage,
both.
I cast
I
Song of
thought I
Wrath.
was dead. I
1 plus
saw
spellcasting ability
the great
modifier.
Valhalla. I
is
saw
my
the
wisdom,
ale
right?
was pouring.
Song of Wrath?
Song of Rest
Cascades.
is on
The
a
great
short
banquet.
rest,
Heal 5
You
plus he did 6, so
and
heal
any
11.
friendly creatures who can hear your performance regain hit points at the end of the short rest. At second level, it's a D6.
Oh, so you get an extra D6 on that too.
But we have to be taking a
Yeah.
short rest.
Oh,
How
I
long
thought
is
that
it?
was from you.
No, the
Yeah,
short,
no, I
the
know.
Song of Rest was for me.
Okay.
How long is a short rest?
4 hours.
So,
Or at least, I'm going to say 2.
are we going to rest
I would
for
say
2
2
hours right now with the ship incoming? Let's think about this for a moment.
Oh, this doesn't say.
It says
Oh,
as
at
you're
the
having
end,
a
at the
short
hit points at
rest.
the end of a short rest. Yeah.
So I don't think we can use that, unfortunately.
No, it doesn't
I'm
add.
not
to
going to
your-
short rest.
So I gave you a Cure Light Wounds. That's something. And he gave you something
Yeah.
as well.
No.
Oh,
That was
The
from the
bard.
Song of
Oh,
Wrath.
that was the bard. Okay.
That was
So-
Oh, so you didn't get the plus 6
That was
from
the
her?
No, that was supposed to be the Song of Rest.
Okay,
But if
so
we're
you
not resting
got
that long-
5
I
hit
gotta
points
take
from me.
something off
That's it. So
Yeah.
take 6 away.
So, 10:30. We can start with when the ship arrives, but I'll finish off with a little talk about what you guys are seeing. So,
Well, let me put the screen on you then, DM.
okay, sure. So, my freshly shaven, shorn
Yeah, it
face
looks good.
and chase it.
You look so much younger. It's
And
crazy,
it's-
man.
it's-
It's crazy
You
how
do
much
look a lot
younger you
younger.
are.
I know I fucked up. I was doing my beard. Like, first of all, I picked the wrong size trimmer to get the right height. And then it wouldn't have mattered because as I was doing it, it came off the thing and I didn't know. And I took this long bald patch, like, pop right across the front. Bah! So, here I am. Apologies. I'm sure it'll be back in a few days. It won't take long.
I'm so jealous. Do you know how long it takes me to even grow what I did like this? This is like 2 weeks
Oh,
for me.
Wow.
Yeah, buddy.
That's positively pre-pubescent.
It is what it is.
That's unfortunate.
It is
Well,
what it is. Any longer.
you shave less. Your razors last longer. Razors aren't cheap.
I'm not using electric.
See, you can get away with that. I can't get away with that. I have to use an electric for trimming. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I use an electric, then I have to use a regular razor.
Yeah,
Use electric
yeah.
for a few days, then I got to do a real.
Yeah.
So, 20 minutes later, well, 15 minutes later, your dragon returns. It would have, on its own volition, probably have just turned invisible and scoped the ship. While scoping the ship, it was spotted by some of the gnomes who didn't take any offense to it being there. He greeted it, said, "Welcome, friend. No need for, and welcomed it in. Offered it some food as this small dwarven steamship, approximately fully the size of this, like not as grand as that, but say, hold on here. Let's just. Well, this is the full size of the ship, right? It's not like half the ship. That's the full size of the ship.
Cool.
Steam powered, pulls up toward the island. It's got a very like flat hull and a wheel on either side that's pushing it forward as a bunch of steam pours out. As it arrives, a big gust of steam erupts from the top as the wheels stop turning and begin turning backwards to kind of just stop its trajectory. The gnomes call out, "Hey, greetings! We're here to I'll take a few more. We are here to collect our countryman from his bondage. We would appreciate his safe return, and we will." And they hold up a chest. Takes two of them to lift it. It's 3 times the size of the foot locker that you had found that was all rotten. Not that big. They hold it above their heads. The ship is done. It's like the attention to detail and the craftsmanship is. As a dwarf, you could, if you're conscious by now,
Oh yeah, he's got hit points now.
they paid a lot of attention to detail with like some of the finery. Like there's a lot of pipes that run the outside, but the pipes are all precisely spaced and bent at proper spots for aesthetics. But yeah, they still serve their purpose.
Fine craftsmanship.
And without anybody's complaining, if anyone's going to say anything otherwise, he tells them, like Garuk tells them, that he will return to his ship and arrange the transfer of his prisoner. He asks 2 of you, whichever 2 you like, to return to the ship in the boat and have the crew offload it onto the ship and bring it back to the island.
My character does not volunteer.
I'm going to ask for a tour of the gnome ship.
The gnomes absolutely lick you up and down, and they say, "As a sign of good faith, absolutely. It's been a long time since we've had a kitten on the ship." And they give you it's a very brief tour. You have to duck for a majority of it. It's like perfectly the size for them, but you can tell. Looking at Garuk's, he's doing his utmost to be at least cordial, but there's something about gnomes that he absolutely despises. He does not like the fact that they're having to do any dealings. As you leave to go, he cautions you against them. He's like, "Be careful, they're a bunch of tricksters. They're very heavily into their little tricks and games and things that they'll lure you in. I've seen a few of my countrymen lose their honor dealing with these small folk."
Snack size.
Just looking to learn as much as I can, sir.
They're more like an appetizer, aren't they?
Yeah.
Get enough of them on a stick.
Bob.
Right? And you get a small tour of the boat. Again, you're knocking through everything. There's an engine room where there's like they shovel coal in, but there's like a bunch of writing around it. Like 1 shovel full of coal. They explain it to you since you're a wizard that it lasts so long because they put metal filings inside it and cast heat metal, and that can maintain it without causing it to fully combust, but it gets hot enough to heat the water to power the engines, and there's less wizardry than your lizard man friend would believe you. It's all science. So are you going to get since he's not volunteering, does anyone volunteer to go and get the prisoner? Or I will sign.
If I'm assigned to do it, I'll do it.
I can ask them questions about.
I'm neutral,
Friend.
so like, sure.
He looks so
Although I'm
green. He's so
curious.
unusual for a gnome.
And when you're talking with it breaks her heart that the elders have decided to have him returned home to our lands. Such an abomination should not be allowed to exist. This kind shouldn't exist. Apparently, he has value, though none of us can see it.
So much for that friendly demeanor.
They, as soon as they start talking about him and his, they start calling him things like goblin blood, black blooded. They call him all kinds of derogatory
He
names.
cannot help his.
But he doesn't have to
Circumstances.
relish in it. Doesn't have to revel in it. All of his well, you're not there anyway. He's explaining all his attempts to make machinery and tinker and build and create and add industry to our economy have been substandard, functional, but lacking very gnomish qualities, tending toward more goblin quality. And he relished in it. And he tells these weird stories about some elder goblin footsteps he's following in, rambling on and on and on. Because we couldn't take it anymore. So the ship, they offload Pimple Bottom Brown Trousers. In the cage onto the boat. And they bring him ashore. No one volunteered? You aren't there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4?
Of course, it's me. It's always
even.
me.
You two. Take the boat. Take the rowboat back to the ship. See to the bottom is offloading and good treatment. And see that he's brought to the island. Do your best not to harm him. Do not engage him in conversation. I have just bring him. And if you have to keep him silent by any means, please keep him silent. I don't want to be involved in the politics of gnomes and their weirdness.
I sit down in the boat and make no movements towards grabbing the oars to help with that.
I'm half dead, but I'm gonna be there for.
You have to.
Yeah,
You've been assigned to row.
Saw the light of Valhalla.
You row back to the ship. The
Row
cage
your
is
boat.
lowered back onto it and brought back across.
Diddly 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 dee.
It takes all of 10 minutes. Just pardon me for a moment whilst I find what I am to. As you're coming back across, he's rambling on and on about something. There it is. He's wielding on about something called the Inverted Island Expedition, and you know how someone named Spindle Ward Wimble spent 3 months in the jungles of Borsno, where he never found. He never did find the island, and he's blathering on about absolute nonsense. And Carrie just kind of segues into talking about some Cheese Canyon challenge that this character Spindle Ward Wimble, he's clearly like it's like he's talking like almost with religious reverence to this ridiculous character whose main features seem to be his blue socks that are sometimes blue. It all seems very nonsensical.
My character makes a long, audible sigh.
I'm just there singing my little row, row, row your boat song.
Do you want me to read what he says to you? Do you want me to read the?
If you must.
Should I read it?
I'm not there, so I wouldn't know, but
Okay.
I
So
feel
it
might
takes
be valuable.
minutes to come across, and now the whole time, unless someone's telling him to shut up, he starts into like a rhythmic kind of rhyme. Oh, Spindlewort Wimble, you dance in the dew with corks in your pocket and socks that turn blue. Your gibbering gander, your fibbity foe, you tickle the moonbeams wherever you go. Through tangles of umber and fizzles of green, you whisper in tones that no ears ever seen. The mizzlebugs flow, the flompers all cheer, for Whizzle has come, and the nonsense is near. Did anybody smack him in the face yet? if you wanted to continue.
I'm too apathetic to do anything.
Okay.
Rhymes.
A skittle of stars rains down from the trees
Pardon
as
me,
you
it's
juggle the
kind of
echoes in faraway seas with a waggledy wink and a pretty
appreciating some
You
of
bottled
the
the
rhyme.
dreams as the frog as they slept, as they sleep. You wibble, dear Wibble, well, what is your woe? Why teardrops of marmalade drip as you go? Alas, says the Wibble, the world's far too sane. Its riddles unravel, its whimsy and pain. The quaggles have vanished, the zinders are shy, the snooble train rusts in the marmalade sky. Anyone smack him yet? No? No spibbles to sparkle, no trifles to find, a tragedy born of a too serious mind. Yet onward you wobble, unquestionably bright, a lantern of oddness and rational night. Oh, spindlewort Wibble, keep wibbling strong, for nonsense like laughter will always belong. And he goes on.
My character rubs his temples.
And he's like, but he's like talking, he's kind of talking rhythmically, but like he's talking with this character with great reverence. And just carries on.
Is
And on
he
that kind of
like a fictional character? Does Wimbledon?
you're not. You could ask him if you want.
You're on the boat, right?
Mhm.
Were you on the boat with them?
I think it's only us
It
two.
was only those two that
Oh,
were
it's those
assigned
two.
to go.
Okay.
Oh.
But you can hear him. You hear him rambling on incessantly and constantly about something called Spindlewort Wimble as he goes back, and you can see it. The cleric's like, "Oh God." And he's sweaty, and he's sweating as he's talking about it, and almost like shaking with delight at times. And the lizard man kind of looks over at you knowingly, and he looks over at the gnome ship, and he shakes his head.
I shake my head as well.
Right? This is what he's come to expect of gnomes. You bring him back over here. You are brought back over after a very brief tour of the ship and how it goes by 3 gnomes, 2 of which are carrying the chest. They bring the chest over. They plop it onto the sand. I should put some gnomes out.
The wee men. The wee men.
Time to go, break out the gnomes.
Oop, just in case.
I'll get them on camera. Ooh, that guy looks like the Dark Mage from Final Fantasy 1.
Ooh, what are the chances?
Go. And they have their chest that they are carrying and bringing. And they ask very kindly and politely of the lizard man and his crew, if you could please deposit that cage onto our ship. Or I guess we could release him from the cage. If you release him from the cage, they bring out some manacles. Very ornate looking, shiny looking manacles. But clearly this guy is being kept as a prisoner. He's not being released to these people. Right? They hand over the treasure box, the treasure chest, the ransom box, to the lizard man. Where did he go? You're no longer in the black ooze.
Oh, he's.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's on the boat with me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm on the boat. Sorry.
Yep.
There. Anyway, he releases him to them. He's hanging on. He's lifting him off the ground by the meat on his back, like right here.
Mm.
Scruff.
Yeah, he's got him picked up, and there's blood that's flowing from his grip, and it's black blood. As they manacle him up, and the pickle bottom brown trousers are squirming, sweating, and saying, "This is not the way it's supposed to be. This is not the way it's supposed to be done. There's no way to treat someone of my stature." He's got black blood oozing out his back. He's chained up.
Medicine check on the black blood?
Sure.
Want to see if I can learn anything about that? No, not one.
That's sure
weird.
there's blood at all. It looks like maybe a dark marmalade. Like
Gnomes are made marmalade.
Coagulated.
no, they're no.
Lack of hemoglobin.
Black is black blood is indicative of other things. But he's chained up and released. They leave the chest on the ground. They tip their hats knowingly. They nod their head to you, good sir.
Thank you for your time. It was very informative.
Shame we can't take you back and show you all the wonders that we have to offer. As they hop back onto their little ship, get onto their little
I've got
boat,
my commitments.
and depart.
Maybe in the future.
They hop onto their ship and they depart. You guys are on this island. There's an ooze and still this insect mound. I'm sure that now dissolved maggot, because it wouldn't take long to dissolve that maggot in the ooze. We depart with your empty cage and your wherever you like. How does the party want to end this game? The lizard man has the chest. He's happy to return to the boat and return to Baldur's Gate. Someone should, and maybe if you wanted to, maybe put a warning sign on the about the black pudding, but it's not our job to protect people. But what happens to people is generally left to you. Well, there's no. Are there any humans here at all? There's no humans.
I'm a human.
Okay. So maybe if you want to look after your people, maybe you want to put up a warning sign. Otherwise,
The sooner we're out of here, the sooner we're done. I'll just kind of fall. Is a lizard man carrying the chest on his own? He's strong enough to carry it, right?
yes, but he's not. He just picks it up in one hand. He puts it down and says, "Take that to the ship."
I just kind of look at it, and I look back at the lizard man. I look back at the chest, and I look back at the lizard man.
He points to you, and you carry it.
Okay, yeah, I'll pick it up.
Okay, you pick it up. What's your strength? Yeah, 18. Okay, so you pick it up. You're carrying it. He's got his eye on you, still judgingly. You're back in the ship. You return to the large boat and depart in the morning for better visibility. You are traveling down a river. So in the morning time, you guys will depart and head back towards Baldur's Gate.
So does that mean we've got time for a long rest?
You now have time for that.
Long rest.
You know, the gnomes, from the bottom brown trousers, some nonsensical ramblings about some, apparently in this guy's mind,
An island.
famous gnome.
Mm-hmm.
This
Another day done.
island, right? And he returns to Baldur's Gate the next morning. You'll arrive back there, if provided nothing else happens, by late midday, evening time. There you go. Episode 0 complete.
Nice.
It
Yay!
was intense.
I like it.
That was
That was awesome.
a fun ride.
I mean, my character says it was okay. I was fine with it.
I learned so many new things today.
Yeah. I knew I was going to do something with a ooze, but I was like, if you guys had decided to disturb the wasp's nest I had,
Wasps?
or the cockroach nest I had.
Oh, cool.
Ew.
Oh, that's
No,
super
thank
cool.
you,
Let's get a visual of it. All right, so we're wrapping it up.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, there we go, guys. Episode 1 of the new adventure after the TPK of our last pool party.
The dice want what the dice want. What can I say?
There we go. Redtail Rogues.
Until next time.
There we go. Boom.
And you survived, Biffer.
I'm alive.
I was
I
ready to
guess.
sacrifice you.
Uh,
First game, it's if you die the first one, you die the first one.
If he dies.
To
He dies.
pudding.
You seen
To
that game?
pudding. I did not want to die.
That thing called Classics. You create like 5 characters, and you go through what's called the funnel, and then your character you're gonna play is the one that survives getting through.
Oh,
the,
nice. Just depends on your play style. That's
Yeah.
cool.
That was
All
good
right.
that you did not tell
Shut
me
it
the
down.
door was right there. Cause I
we
should've
totally
asked
told you the door was right there.
Yeah,
you
you're right.
absolutely did.
DM didn't.
And it was
It's
visual.
right there.
It's
It's
visual.
right there.
There's the door. There's the ooze.
That's
there's
why I
the-
play with 3D setups. So I don't have to describe so
Everybody
much.
knew what was happening.
All right. There we go. Redtail Rogues. Click.
Peace.